Welcome to the Scott Townsend Show, brought to you by Pizza Man Productions.
Where did the idea, let's start off with that. Where did the idea come from, manage like a mother?
Well, a couple of things, really. First of all, I grew up hearing my mom always say, I wish I was 20 and I knew what I know now. And I used to roll my eyes, right? And go like, okay, here she goes again. And then I'm on the other side of 50 now, and I feel exactly like she does. And by the way, my mom is 91 and she lives in France, and she still says, I wish I was 20 and I knew what I know. In fact, now I think she says, I wish I was 40 and I knew what I know now. So it kind of dawned on me that obviously we all acquire experience and we learn a lot of things over the course of our lives. And unfortunately, we can't hit the rewind button and start over again. But I figured, if I can pass this on to maybe younger people, younger professionals who can learn from me instead of having to learn it the hard way, why not? And then, as you mentioned earlier, my father-in-law worked for Disney, and he always talked about how his mother has been tremendously influential in his life and made him the leader he is today. And he talked about this at length. And I remember telling him he should write a book about this. And he said, well, I'm not a mother, and it would be from the perspective of a child. So that was the second thing. And the third thing is, several times over the course of my career, I stopped working and to raise my kids and then went back to Disney. And every time I went back, like most women, I had doubts, thinking, am I still relevant? Do I still have the right skills to be a leader? And then one day I connected the two and I said, being a great leader or being a leader requires the same thing that are required of a mother when she raises a kid. So that's when the connection happened. And then I thought, this is such a simple idea. How come nobody ever thought of it before? Because it's a very, simple concept. And by the way, the book is not meant to bring some brand new ideas that will bring about a revolution of your leadership approach. And it is very deliberate, because for me, I think we tend to overcomplicate things. And sometimes the best way to keep your head above water and the best way to survive is just to take care of basics. So this is a book about basic principles that, frankly, if you take care of those things, if you train people, recognize, provide them feedback, develop them, encourage them, all of this good stuff, and communicate properly. If you take all this, 90% of your leadership job is done, and it will be done well. So that, for all these reasons, I'm like, okay, let's just do something simple here that people can go back to and be reminded of those very small yet impactful things you can do in your life to be a better leader. And voila, as we say in French, that's how the book came about.